Welcome to this week's wrap, where we talk about what's happening in our region here in Broken Hill and beyond. I'm Stuart Kavanagh, and I'm joined by editor at the Barrier Truth, Mr. Tony Bosworth. We've had another busy week, Tony.
We certainly have. There's always loads going on, isn't there? So let's look at some of the interesting stories this week then, without further ado. So Perilya, this is the big one. Big mine in town. They're talking about cuts to the workforce, both contractors and full-time. Around 300 people work there, so it's one of Broken Hill's biggest employers, maybe the biggest. And we don't know the numbers yet, because what they're going to do this middle of this month, so it's probably only in about a week's time or so, they're going to look at the future of the North Mine. If they decide to close that, and sources inside the company tell us that is what's going to happen, then they're going to work out how many people are going to lose their jobs. But obviously not good news, whichever way you look at it. It may be only a few jobs. We don't know at the moment. But, you know, look, with Qantas pulling some flights from Broken Hill and also Rex doing the same, I don't think it's really looking great. You know, it's not a really positive outlook at the moment, that's for sure. Now, we did a story which you wrote, Stuart, about St Anne's aged care home. There was a government or an investigation report by government agencies into St Anne's, and it had some pretty sort of dramatic conclusions about how it was not being well run at the time. Tell us a bit about that and how that sort of worked out.
Well, listen, I'm not really sure how to feel about this one, Tony. The commission report, the Aged Care Quality Commission, was pretty damning, pretty eye-opening. I encourage people to go back and read my story and maybe check out the commission report, which is publicly available online. But then on the other hand, they managed to get some things moving and right some of the wrongs of the report. They've been reaccredited now. They were labelled non-compliant in all 8 of the sections that the commission will judge them in. And they've been reaccredited now, and they're well on the way back to giving some quality care to the old folks at St Anne's Aged Care Home.
Well, that's good. I mean, at least it's had a positive outcome. It's a shame it had to go through that pretty awful process, it sounds like, for the residents there. So the dangers of lithium battery fires came up this week. So lithium batteries are in pretty much every electronic or digital device. Your phone, for example, has a lithium battery. Mel Gates, one of the journalists here, did a story on that. She talked to Don Peters, who's the Broken Hill Fire and Rescue New South Wales station commander. He had his own experience with this. He was using a power tool, you know, in his time off, and it caught fire. And this is one of the issues with lithium batteries. Very, very dangerous. They're often starting fires in houses and in other buildings and in businesses. It's not something that's happening every day of the week. It seems to be that it's down to low quality lithium batteries, so cheap ones, right? So you're not likely to have it happen in your iPhone or your Android phone, that's for sure. It's a bit of an issue. And look, what Don Peters was saying, he said, I've been using a power tool when it started smoking. It took me a minute to work out what was going on. Flames started shooting out of the side of it in my hand. I took it outside, took the battery off and dropped it, and it left a bit of a hole in the side of the power tool. So pretty dangerous. Look, you've just got to be aware of it. Don't really, I suppose the trick is don't buy cheap electronic devices, because you've got more risk of these things going wrong. But anyway, yeah, look, it's a bit of an issue. Moving on a bit, Landcare. So Broken Hill Landcare, very effective organisation. They run now Imperial Lakes. They're turning that into a nature reserve, which is great. What they did this week, they've got a program called Trees for Travellers. They've reignited it, if you like, not quite like lithium batteries, but anyway, they've started this up again because there are 2 artists in town at the moment, Alison Clawston and Boyd. Boyd's like Prince. He just uses one single name. Anyway, they're in Broken Hill, and they've got an exhibition on. They decided, because they travelled here, they wanted to make it a carbon neutral visit. And so they approached Landcare, and Landcare said, hey, what about planting some trees? Because we've got this program, which is called Trees for Travellers. So they went to Imperial Lakes. We took some photos. Mel, the journalist, did some video as well. It's a really good idea, because anybody coming here has obviously got to travel a fair distance, either flying or driving. They're producing carbon, you know. So this offsets that. And it's a really great scheme, I think, you know, good on them. Now, in a community story here, the Potters Society, right? Now, these guys are getting ready for their annual Mother's Day fair, which is on this weekend, actually. The hall doors at 407 Wyman Street open at 8 a.m. today, Saturday, till 4 p.m. and they're open from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. on Sunday. Locally made craft, pottery, quilts, baked goods, jams. But the big news for us, Stuart, barbecue sausages and egg and bacon rolls will be available along with tea and coffee. Yeah, I reckon I'll be down there. We'll probably meet each other down there, Stuart, over an egg and bacon roll. Now, other thing that's happening this week, not strictly a Broken Hill event, but King Charles he's getting crowned. So the coronation's on this weekend. He officially becomes Charles III. You can watch it on TV. Just a brief thing on the times for that. We've got it in the paper. But basically, the King's procession. So this is on Saturday. You can watch it on ABC and on channel 7 and 10. So just to remind everybody, get in touch with us about your stories, okay? Whatever it is, whether it's a community event, or whether it's something you need investigating, get in touch with us and we'll get on it. The best way to do that is to email us initially at editorial@barriertruth.com.au, and then someone here, one of the journalists or the editor, will get back to you and we'll get a story going. And we want everything that's happening in Broken Hill so we can let everybody know what's going on. I think we've covered some of the main stories there, so that's really great. Thanks, Stuart. Good
no
stuff.
problems. Get down to the news agency. Foodland, I think, is another one. Buy the paper today. It's got all the stories we missed in this little video wrap up. This has been The Wrap. He's Tony Bosworth. I'm Stuart Kavanagh. We'll catch you next week.
Thanks very much.